That was, obviously, as you know, Sweet Home Alabama, recorded in 1974 by Leonard Skinner as a response to Neil Young, actually, in his song Southern Man. And in that song, Southern Man, Neil Young was talking about the racist history of the South. And Leonard Skinner was writing this song as a response to that, not necessarily advocating racism. I don't think that's what they were doing at all. But they were basically saying, look, there's still some good things about the South. And it was a rebuke of somebody from Canada. Really, Neil Young was from Canada. What does he know? Well, ironically, now, Leonard Skinner was from the South, but they were from Florida, not from Alabama. But regardless, the song became a hit. It's been in countless movies, and it's just, it's actually a football team's a theme song, I think. So it's just been around for a long time. It's a very popular song. Everybody knows this. And but today, I really want to just show you a few things about the song. But before I do that, I want to say that this is day 3 of the Unleash Your Inner Guitar Hero Challenge, available on School right now, skool.com/Unleash Your Inner Guitar Hero. And in that challenge, every day we have a song, a riff, a warm-up. It's a song or a riff, and then a warm-up, and then a mindset hack, okay? And so today, we are specifically talking about this song, but as it relates to the chords. The notes of the riff, we'll get into that later, as well as the other riff. We'll get into that one later as well. Potentially different days. I'm going to say real quick, that's actually the pentatonic scale, E minor pentatonic. Okay, but like I said, we'll get into that probably tomorrow with tomorrow's challenge. And then this is half of a G major scale, and we'll get into that later also. All right, now the thing I want to say about this song is it basically is 3 chords the whole way through, even when you're doing those are still the same chords, just inversions of the same chords of D, C9, or really C add 9 and G. So it's really a D, C, G song. And if you know anything about guitar chords, you'll know that those are the 3 most popular guitar chords of all time. There's hundreds or even thousands of songs that use those chords. And in fact, in my free beginner course that's available in my community at school right now, skool.com, Unleash Your Inner Guitar Hero, you'll find that I actually teach these chords. And what I do is I have a method that I start with 1 finger at a time. I do 1 finger, 2 fingers, 3 fingers, 4 fingers, and eventually bar chords. And even with my bar chords, do the same thing. So with this, I'm going to show you how you basically can just keep your 3rd finger on that B string 3rd fret the whole time. And then I'm going to go to the C add 9, same thing. And then when I go to the G, the same thing. Okay. So for today's warm up, what we're going to do is we're going to practice a warm up. It's similar to the spider exercise again. However, this time we're going to put 4 fingers on a string, like let's say the G string 5th fret, and we're going to practice moving 1 finger at a time. So if I take the 1st finger and move it, let's say, to the 5th fret on the A string, I can pick it with a pick, and then I can move it to the B string on the 5th fret and do the same thing. Now, when I learned this exercise, I learned it while studying music in music school at the University of Mansfield. So I learned to do this with fingerstyle as a classical guitar player. You don't have to do it that way, but so I do it from, like, let's say the A string to the B string, and then from the low E string to the high E string, while keeping these fingers down on the G string and the respective frets, which in this case is 6th, 7th, and 8th frets. Now I do the same thing with the 2nd finger. Go to the A string and then the B string. By the way, you could go to the D string as well, to the B string, but A string to B string, and then low E to high E. Notice that the other 3 fingers don't move. Great for finger independence, okay? 3rd finger, do the same thing from the A string to the B string, and then and to the low E to the high E. That one's a little trickier, especially high E. That second finger really wants to move. Okay, now the pinky. So the pinky is going to go from the A string to the B string, and from the low E to the high E. Okay, A to B. You're trying to minimize any of the extra noises if you can, and sometimes it happens, but you're trying to minimize that. All right, and so I highly encourage you. This is a classical guitar pumping nylon exercise that came out of the book Pumping Nylon by Scott Tennant, and so it's a great exercise to really develop finger independence, and that's what you're doing in this song. And you go from the D to the C add 9 to the G. So you're just leaving that third finger there. The other thing a lot of people don't know is when you get to the C add 9, you kind of pull that off. And same thing with the G. And then another little added extra thing about this is everybody knows to play those couple notes. Did you know though there's a D string in the middle there though? A lot of people don't know that. It's kind of a cool little thing. Okay. And yeah, so we're going to talk more about the other elements of the song at a later time, the scale, and both the pentatonic scale and the G major scale. So this is one of those chord switches or chord transitions that I want you to practice. It's highly important to get these three chords, D, C, in this case C add 9, and G, down, because you'll learn hundreds, if not thousands, of songs just from those three chords alone. So today's mindset hack is building good habits means practicing smart. Okay, focus on quality over speed, and every smooth chord change will build your confidence and skills over time. And that goes with anything. If you focus on playing faster and faster and it just gets sloppier and sloppier, no one's gonna want to necessarily hear that, right? So take your time, get it really good. Make sure you just take your time, play slow, get the chords transitions really nice and smooth so that you're not stopping and starting between each chord. Or whatever, okay? You can also practice the chords like this. Okay? And I need you to get into the community there on School, skool.com/unleash your inner guitar hero, so that you can join the community and be with other like-minded guitar players from around the world and from all over the US, and so that you can have accountability every day to practice the song, to practice the warm-up at least for 5 or 10 minutes, and then to share a quick video of yourself playing it with everybody else in the community, so you can say, I completed, in this case, day 3. And you can always go back and do the same thing for day 2 and day 1. Just keep in mind, the longer you wait to jump in, the harder it's going to be to get caught up. So jump in now, go do it. It's $1 a month, and everything else inside the group is for free once you work through the material that I have presented for you. The first things first is the beginner guitar course, and then there's other cool stuff. And then basically there's a leadership board that as you progress through the group and you make comments on other people's stuff, and you make posts and people like your comments and they like your posts, you get points, which then allows you to get access to more courses and more cool stuff and more content within the group. So check it out, skool.com, Unleash Your Inner Guitar Hero. I'll see you there. Until next time, keep jamming.